Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Cad. The United States recognizes 12 federal holidays. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best. I'm sure this has been done before, but hey, it's good to get my take out there. We're going to try and rank them as objectively as we can. I'm not going to be including the history behind each holiday, because to most people, unless the history is explicitly discussed throughout the holiday, it doesn't really matter. There are days like 9/11 where the history does matter because it is discussed throughout the day, but for most of these holidays, you don't really need to know the history behind it in order to celebrate it. There are 12, and today I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best. Coming in at number 12 is Inauguration Day. This one happens every 4 years, and it's an easy last place because no workplace recognizes it. It just happens, and a new president comes over. Half the country gets pissed about it, the other half of the country is still a little bit torn on it, and yeah, that's an easy last place. Coming in at 11th, and this one's going to ruffle some feathers because I'm white, it's Juneteenth. Now let me make it clear that again, I support the history behind Juneteenth. In fact, I support the celebration of Juneteenth. With that said, nobody celebrates it. Workplaces don't recognize it enough. Most people don't really know why it's celebrated. And unfortunately, I have to deal with a lot of racist discourse whenever Juneteenth is brought up. A lot of people argue the legitimacy of it. And because it's not as recognized and there's so much racist discussion that goes on during the day, it's in 11th place. Coming in at number 10 is Juneteenth before Juneteenth, Columbus Day. Columbus Day is also not really recognized or celebrated as much like Juneteenth. That said, the reason I have Columbus Day above Juneteenth is because I don't hear as much racism towards black people during Columbus Day. Usually it's targeted at one man and his conquest of America, which I can live with more than I can live with racist rhetoric. Coming in at the number 9 spot is Veterans Day. I personally love our veterans. I think that it's brave that these people give their lives away and put themselves at risk to protect our rights. I'll never shit or dunk on a veteran, and I wish this holiday was recognized and celebrated more than it is. With that said, I feel like the day usually comes and goes. Most workplaces don't recognize it as a holiday that you can get the day off work for. And often, unless you have family or friends that are veterans, it's just a day that comes and goes. That said, I also see a lot of rhetoric against veterans. There are people that protest against veterans and say that these people shouldn't have a holiday. I'm not one of those people. I think veterans deserve a holiday more than anyone. And let me make it clear that I'm ranking these as objectively as I can. At the number 8 spot, we got MLK Day. MLK Day, thankfully MLK Day is getting more recognized than it used to be. It's Martin Luther King's birthday, and I think MLK Jr. is one of the most important figures in American history. He most certainly deserves a holiday dedicated to him. This is one of those times where the history behind the holiday is actually relevant because everywhere you go, you see the legacy of Martin Luther King and why it is that we celebrate this holiday. A lot of workplaces still don't recognize it, but your mileage may vary. Some places actually do just shut down office for the day, more so than they do for Columbus Day or Veterans Day or Juneteenth. The reason that it's not up higher is because we don't really do anything for MLK Day besides honor his life. And again, this is one of those things that just comes and goes. And the workplace doesn't recognize the holiday as much as it should. Coming in at the number 7 spot is George Washington's birthday, also known as President's Day. I feel like President's Day and MLK Day both have the sort of same impact in the sense that not every workplace recognizes it, but more so than Columbus Day, Juneteenth, and Veterans Day. The reason I have President's Day or George Washington's birthday above MLK Day is solely because during MLK Day, I hear a lot of slander thrown towards Martin Luther King, which kind of goes against the point of the day. George Washington, I kind of know all the bad stuff about him from history textbooks about how he owned slaves and stuff, whereas on MLK Day, you hear a lot more conspiracies, which is kind of stupid. So for me personally, I enjoy President's Day more than I do MLK Day, solely because I don't see as much racist rhetoric. These next 6 are, for the most part, workplace recognized. Over 90% of workplaces actually recognize these holidays and let you get paid time off for them. At the number 6 spot is Labor Day. I think Labor Day does celebrate the workplace and the workforce that drives America. That said, that's about it. I just get a day off work and I can go on with my life. There are some sales that happen during Labor Day, but it happens at such a weird time of the year where it's like, okay, this is like back to school shopping, I guess. And for that reason, that's why it's at the number 6 spot. But mostly it's this high because of the fact that you get the day off work. Coming in at number 5 is Memorial Day. Memorial Day is like Veterans Day, but if people actually respected it because these people died for us. In case you don't know the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day, Veterans Day is for our current living veterans and all our veterans. Memorial Day is for those who died giving their lives to our country following the Civil War. Boom, did it for you. And most places recognize it and give you the day off work. There are sales that go on. It usually kickstarts summer, which we all love summer, right? All right, these next 4 are not only widely recognized, but people actually do stuff during the day to make it worthwhile. At the number 4 spot is New Year's Day. To me, New Year's Day is a time where all my friends get together and we watch the clock hit 0 and we celebrate at some friend's house. A lot of folks have similar stories of getting together with loved ones and watching as the new year turns. With that said, that's about it. The new year, to me, is just a day off work where all my friends and I can get together. There's nothing else really significant about it, other than the fact that it's the new Gregorian calendar year. But hey, it means something to a lot of people. And since you get the day off work and you get to hang out with your friends, that's why it's at the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, Independence Day, July 4th. Comes in at the middle of the summer. It's a time of year where fireworks get to go off, you get to go outside, enjoy your hot dogs and barbecue, and some American says goodbye to having all 10 fingers. With that said, I think it's more fun than New Year's Eve, solely because on New Year's, people be drinking and driving a lot more than they do on July 4th, from my personal experience. And the fireworks are always pretty, and even though I hate to bring up historical reasoning, it is prevalent throughout the day when you see Americans dress up as patriotic as they can. We don't really see that for New Year's, hence why it's at the number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2, obviously, is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a day where I wake up, I prepare dinner that's going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I play football with my friends and family. I get my family together, people that I don't see very often, and we enjoy a giant feast together. And let me make it clear that I'm not going to be talking about the historical significance of Thanksgiving because that may bump it down a few spots. With that said, Thanksgiving's great. It's a great time. The Dallas Cowboys get to play and always win. God bless the Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, we celebrate Thanksgiving for great reasons. The feast and the fact that you're with family alone makes it a top 4 spot automatically. But it's just the fact that you're with your family, with your loved ones, you're saying grace, you get to enjoy the greatest American event ever put together, football. Which leads us to the number 1 spot. Was it going to be anybody else? Christmas. Christmas is the most celebrated holiday in America that's federally recognized, by far. Which is weird because you think Independence Day would take over that, and with the difference in religious groups, you would be surprised that a religious holiday is at the number 1 spot. But it is. I don't care about the religious part. Even if you're not Christian, the music that plays, the gingerbread cookies, the time where everyone layers up, ugly Christmas sweaters, Christmas music, Black Friday sales, giving and receiving amazing presents, Santa Claus, the greatest gaslight of all time, all the movies that come out during Christmas time. There's so much to talk about Christmas. The fact that there's so much build up to Christmas, it's great. And that concludes our list. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you agree or disagree with some placements. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. And if you want to tell me why I suck, tell me why I suck. And with that, I've been Ked. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!